Hey, what's up guys, Rev here. Today we're going to do a follow-up to yesterday's video. If you want to check that one out for better context, you can find it in the description. So to speedrun the lore of my previous video, there's an upcoming anime convention in California called Anime Los Angeles set to take place between January 6th through the 9th. In this convention, there are featured events and panels. One of those panels was at one point titled, "LoIiic0ns are pedophiles and other uncomfortable truths about nerd culture." Unsurprisingly, a few days ago when this was discovered, people began exposing the panel on social media. Perhaps sensing the quickly growing negative attention it was receiving, 2 days ago the panel's name dropped the most offensive part that people were complaining about. The main point being, besides the fact that people don't want to be lectured at while trying to have fun at a convention, the panel itself seems like a direct violation of the convention's publicly posted anti-harassment policies. I also ended that video on a to be continued note because I had some information suggesting a connection between this panel and a certain individual to be featured at the convention. So I have to say, I did not expect the amount of responses I got after posting that video. I had viewers sharing me results of their own research into the matter, planned convention goers expressing their displeasure with the panel, and even owners of nearby panels expressing their aggravation of having to deal with this individual and his panel. Now before we jump into the evidence of who might be behind all of this, let me make this clear. No witch hunting. The whole purpose of this video is to discourage unnecessary harassment, so we're not promoting that here. And I'm not some investigative reporter, I just have some evidence to share with you guys, and it's up to you to make your own conclusions on the matter. Now, if you have a problem with the panel, approach the convention itself in a professional manner. Having said all that, here's where the evidence begins. I want to start with this. It's an archived link to the original panel name. As you can see, this is what the title looked like back on December 24th. This is for anyone doubting the original screenshots. And that original name is an important piece of evidence because in the publicly available manual for the convention, that original name is still listed under the featured panels, including this very important description. Just like predators using camouflage in nature, LoIiic0ns and other problematic characters use otherwise innocent dressing like the Lolita aesthetic to hide themselves in plain sight. Join Victor Frost as he explores the widening gap between what is said and what is unsaid in the world of various fan communities. Now, you ask yourself, who is this Victor Frost character? Well, that answer is much easier than you may think, because if you go to the convention's official website and look at the featured guest list, you can find Victor Frost himself. And based on the description provided by the website, he appears to be some kind of a lecturer who goes to conventions like this one regularly. Now, if you're still not convinced that this is the person behind the panel, I've been provided with several links to his public tweets that share the same message he intended to use at the convention. One tweet from a few years ago stating, "Apparently I haven't said this before, so I'll say it now. LoIiic0n and Shotokan are CP, and if you like them, you're a pedo." And just like anyone else making these kinds of statements, if you glance at their public likes, turns out they're a hypocrite on the subject as well. And I have no problem with liking art like this, but I have a problem with it when you accuse other people of being pedophiles for the exact same behavior. So that, ladies and gentlemen, completes the available evidence I have on this subject. Make the conclusions for yourself, and again, if you're offended by this panel, I would suggest approaching the convention operators in a professional manner and not to harass anyone involved. Show that you're the mature one here, and cite the rules against anti-harassment that we talked about earlier in the video. And before we go, I have some final notes. First, after my last video, I was approached by two different individuals involved with the convention, both of them operating nearby booths. And I will say this, it has taken some of these people years of hard work to earn a panel spot like this, and if you're attending the convention this year, make sure to show some love to these creators who have been swept up by this negativity. It would mean a lot to them, and me as well. And lastly, I would like to thank these Twitter users for their help towards gathering evidence that greatly supported today's discussion. But that's going to do it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.